Hi, this is a code walkthrough of the TSI Ratings project. So the project is there in our GitHub, TSI Co-op. Under that, there is a project called TSI Ratings. All our source code is all committed here. This is the project that we are using for our hackathon. So I will jump on to my IDE and sort of walk you through the key pieces of code. So broadly, the application has the plain web HTML JavaScript for the front end, and there is a Java middleware, and so we are using this Express.js service for calling the BSV blockchain, and we're using a PostgreSQL database. Yeah. So the Web3 code, I mean, it's not the perfect recommended deployment architecture. Um, um, but so at the moment we have like the Web3 uh, files under the Web3 folder, and here we have this Express.js service. This Express.js service is the one that it sort of reads the key variables from the environment env file, and and then sort of it calls the standard the wallet client auth middleware and the payment middleware function prescribed as in the BSV TS SDK, and it exposes this endpoint anchor TSI rating. This is the uh, endpoint that the Java middleware calls. So this TSI rating accepts the whatever the hash that needs to be anchored, and it instantiates op-return and sort of locks the hash. It's in fact not a hash. It's actually a plain human readable string. That's how we have kept it at the moment. So that is actually sort of been locked into uh, mm, the the blockchain. So this is and then it sort of returns the TXID, which gets passed to the Java middleware. So we look at the key pieces of code in our Java middleware. So on the Java middleware, there is a framework sort of a code, and there is also a services layer. So for the pilot project, I think we have just three service classes. One users class that allows us to sort of register the businesses, which is the small and medium businesses. It will allow registration and authentication for the auditors, and also registration and authentication of the financial partners, right? So this is this user class. It exposes a bunch of services, request OTP, login, register user, um, get MSME by email. So a bunch of endpoints it sort of exposes. The DMA is the core class where we have implemented the maturity assessment as well as the anchoring. DMA stands for digital maturity assessment. Um, yeah, so it exposes a bunch of endpoints, get DMA questionnaire. So the questionnaire is a JSON template. So sort of reads and sort of gives it to the front end. Save assessment. So when the user fills in the information, so it calls and saves the assessment and finalize assessment. This is where um, mm, I think we are once we receive the information from the blockchain, we use it for storing it into our PostgreSQL database. Sort of um, uh, taken the overlay functionality, and we are at the moment we are putting it right into our middleware. And this also exposes a bunch of other APIs. One is this validate assessment. Validate assessment. So essentially, what it does is the moment our you know the assessment is anchored and somebody wants to validate. So what we are trying to do is we are calling the what's on chain API, and we have written a function which actually calls the what's on chain API, reads the identifies the operator that is being stored, and then checks the parts and check if it sort of matches, right? So this is the validation bit. And apart from that, on the Java side, we have a dashboard service which provides all key APIs for powering the, the dashboard. The front end is a simple HTML JavaScript front end. So we would have a bunch of simple plain HTML files, and uh, it is using the traditional Web 1.0 style JavaScript functions. So this is broadly the high level source code. So now the way we sort of run is we have these. So this is my Express.js service, and I sort of start this Express.js service, and then we have this is the Java service. So I mean, we make a change, we just do a build of the Java service. Hopefully, Express also should have started. And then Java service is coming up, and by the time the Express service is also getting started. So that's it. So then we sort of go in here. Yeah, so this is the main website, TSI Ratings, which transforms operational trust into verifiable digital collateral for the token economy. So yeah, so the register screens are here. So if you are an MSME owner, you can fill in and um, submit. Similarly for the IT auditor and the financial institution. So this is the register, and yeah, we'll get back to the login screen this way. Yeah, thank you.